day, so you can have a very quiet week. And it's Thursday now, and this is the first job I've done all week.
I've heard it before, people say moving house is one of the most stressful things that you can do. Of course I thought, oh, how stressful can it be? Oh, it's like leaving the best friend, you know?
The Irish trucking industry is on the move. One big upturn in recent years also has its downside, and that's the removal business.
The good thing about my job is, you know, obviously after I get paid, and then just having a happy customer is kind of really the most important. I know a lot of people might say that, but having a happy customer is definitely...
Don Langan is on his way home to the house he rents in West Dublin. His removal company and his youngest child are both just 5 months old.
Well, before I started this business, like, I had been looking for work and just getting turned down time and time, day in, day out, like, you know, very demoralising, just not good, not a good experience at all, like, you know. But since I've started this, you know, I'm out and about, I'm meeting people. Driving can be fairly stressful, like if you're running a little behind time or if you're under pressure.
Don Langan has personal experience of moving country. He left Ireland in 2001 to work in San Francisco and returned in 2008 with a Bulgarian wife, Natalia, and a 2-year-old son, Patrick.
I'm from Shrule in County Mayo, a little village there. Hello.
Since then, they've had a new addition to the family.
I met Natalia in an Irish bar in San Francisco on
St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's night, yeah. How's Patrick?
He's good, yeah. I just picked him up from school.
Very good.
Are you busy?
Not really, no, to be honest. There was always loads of work, loads of money in San Francisco, you know. I was working in construction, you know, just a carpenter or whatever, like, we were doing well. The lifestyle, the restaurants and everything, like, you know. We wouldn't even go to restaurants here maybe once in a blue moon, and even if we did, you wouldn't really enjoy it because you'd be spending money that, you know, you wouldn't really have. We came back from San Francisco because Natalia's visa had expired, and then the two of us were illegal.
It was a big shock, actually, moving from San Francisco to Ireland. I didn't really realize what it's going to be.
When I started looking for work, the reality kind of sunk in. I wasn't going to get work. Like, it kind of went downhill from after 2 or 3 months, you know. The constant refusals and looking for jobs, just it would get to you, definitely, yeah. My sister was moving just last year. She was pricing around for, you know, moves and that, and it was just so expensive or whatever, so we just decided to hire out a van and give her a hand. It went great and we got the move done, and then kind of we got the idea from there and started working on the business plan. I started on the back to work scheme. I get to keep 100% of my welfare for the first year and 75% for the second year. And then on the third year, it's cut off completely. It's good, you know, but then sometimes you can have quiet weeks as well, and it's not so good looking at it parked outside the house, you know, especially with all the signage and stuff on it, like.
And if it doesn't work, I suppose, you know, look for somewhere else. I personally would like to go to Australia because the weather and the lifestyle. I'm not sure about it.
Yeah. Well, you know, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes, yeah.
This morning we're just going to do a job for a lady. She's just sold her house in Blanchardstown, and it was too big for her. So Yeah, she's kind of downsizing. I'm glad I got it because I was kind of quiet this week and I didn't have much on. It's definitely good to get it.
Margaret Crowley is leaving the house where she raised her only daughter Tara and where she and her husband lived before a divorce. She has sold her house and is moving in with her daughter until she finds a new home.
Not easy moving, is it?
No, it's not. It's very stressful, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
You think you're going to get everything into a few boxes until you start actually doing it.
You've been years here, have you?
30 years.
30 years.
30 years, in 1981. I'm just going to take these curtains down. The reason I'm moving is because the house is too big for me. The garden is 130 foot long. It's very, very hard to maintain. I prefer a smaller house. So that's the reason why I'm moving. I've had me moments. I was going to take it off the market and then I put it back on again and then I took it off and thought, no, you have to get on with it and do it, you know? We have to move on. But I'll be all right once I move. Please God.
Very stressful on people moving, you know, definitely. There'd be just bags of nerves, you know, and if I can do a pretty good job, like, they'll be more than happy with me. And I haven't had any problems so far, touch wood now.
So, it's all done and finished with now. These are the last bits. I'm trying not to cry. It's horrible to see them all empty. Now, here we go. Now, I always want to keep it naked, isn't it?
Okay, go on. Yeah. Back to you. Okay. Yeah. Keep going. Back up to the other step, Louis. Well, you know, if we open that door there, you're all hurt, yeah?
Your strength anyway that you can carry that yoke.
I'd say we'll have to bring the top first. It was a bit awkward at the bottom of the staircase. It wasn't too heavy.
Everything gone, is it? Where's everything gone? I'm a bit better now, you know. Now that everything's all gone anyway, I'm a bit better. I might have tears tonight now, I don't know yet, but we'll go gradually. I hope they get used to their new place. Come on, Chilly, there's a good boy. Good boy. Now. That's it now, look, all empty. Bye. All empty. That's it now. Okay. There. It's like leaving the best friend, you know. Now, let's you. Yep. Again, please, God. Right. Okay. Thanks very much. Okay, now, bye-bye.
Life goes on its way.
Today went very well, yeah. Very straightforward move. It feels good after doing a day's work, obviously, like, you know, making a few pounds and all that. Definitely feels good to be out and about.
There's 3 seats in the truck and there's 2 guys in pictures on the van. And the baby gets bigger because we are last helper.
He does talk talk about it and say he does want to come working with Daddy and moving houses and stuff, yeah. See how it goes.
Hopefully those business will get busier. I would like to go back to college for a year and then find work for me. And everything else will
fall into place.
fall into place.